All right, listen to this. So the audit rate for large corporations was only 1.7% in 2019. For taxpayers earning at least $1 million, it was 0.7%. And for partnerships, it was 0.05%. That is really low considering that these people are probably the ones who have all the more incentives to do all these like loopholes and probably commit tax fraud just so they can save a lot of money compared to middle class Americans who aren't probably doing anything intentional, but are still getting audited. But it seems like with this new IRS plan, things might be changing. But before we get into that, please don't forget to like and subscribe. My goal for this year is to reach the 1,000 subscriber mark, and I think I'm really, really close to it. So I would really, really appreciate it if you could just like this button, as it truly does help a lot. But okay, moving on. When I read those statistics the first time, I thought it was just crazy and bizarre because I hear several stories of like middle income households where they get audited simply because they made mistakes on their taxes unintentionally. But the percentage of these for these large corporations and people who make so much money are just so low to get audited. No wonder they're not scared of doing all these shady things with their taxes, because the chances of them of getting audited are slim to none. And they know that because it does take lots of money and effort for the IRS to go after these folks. So they just decide that they can do whatever it is that they want, and they know the chances of them getting punished for it are slim. But this new IRS plan is hoping to change that, and I'm saying hoping because I still think a lot needs to be done. But at least this might be the first right step towards that. So the IRS has come out and said that they're going to devote as much as half of their $80 billion of new funding to crack down on these big companies and wealthy taxpayers who it says aren't paying what they owe. So I think they're going to devote $47.4 billion of their new funding to this like new part of their program of trying to enforce these taxpayers with like the more complex tax filings to hopefully make sure that they're doing what they need to do and paying what they should be paying. And I'm glad that this is happening. This all goes tied to what Biden came out and said about not wanting to audit people less than $400,000 a year, or sorry, not audit them, but at least won't increase the audit rates for those folks, and trying to go towards people who are on the wealthier side, and again, probably have more of a reason to do all these tax loopholes, and probably commit these different violations just so they can save a nice penny on their money. But yeah, it seems like that's what they're going to do. They're going to use this money to hire more people because it is what they need. They need just more manpower. They need more resources to be able to do this, because that's honestly the reason why they weren't doing this. Well, maybe a couple other reasons. I mean, like for starters, it's probably because they just simply didn't want to go after these people, because these people have a lot of power, and why would you go after somebody who does seem have a lot of influence? But the other part is simply because they just did not have that much resources to use and spend on going after these folks. But like I said, there's still a lot of work to be done. This is probably the first right step, and now is to use that money and manage it well to be as efficient as possible and to get the work done. And hopefully that is what happens here, and people who need to be paying their taxes pay their taxes, and everybody should pay their fair share. Now, the next step would be trying to fix the tax code, but that is a different topic for a completely different video, because the tax code 100% should be fixed, because it is definitely broken. Anybody who knows how to read the tax code and understand it knows several ways to go around things and avoid paying taxes on a lot of stuff. And that's honestly what the wealthy do. So yeah, we'll see how efficient all of this is and how it works out. But that's all I got for you guys. Bye.